This is the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. Well, I guess this actually is. This is a premium wearable ring that delivers a boatload of analytics and actionable guidance without any ongoing subscriptions needed. Now, for quite a while, I've wanted to have a device that can be a companion device with the sports watch that I wear. And I even made an entire video about how Garmin could knock it out of the park with a companion device to their watch lineup in either a ring or bracelet form factor. Now, since I made that video, there's actually been direct statements from Garmin representatives saying that they're not interested in making a ring device. Right now, only Samsung and Amazfit offer both a ring and a capable sports watch in an ecosystem that can work together for continuous tracking without the watch being on 24/7. You know, sometimes you just don't want to have a bulky sports watch on, whether you're trying to look professional in an office environment or on a special occasion, or you just want to sleep and not have a large watch on your wrist. A ring really is an optimal form factor for basic health and fitness tracking. And at this point, technology has gotten to the point where we could fit sensors that are pretty accurate in this kind of a form factor. For a while, I've kept an eye on this market, but there's one thing that had kept bothering me about the products that were being offered by the top players. Now, I had already tried a Whoop strap for a while, and while I enjoyed the app experience and the guidance that the product gave me, I was ultimately turned off by the subscription and even more so the annual commitment of that subscription. Now, I took a look at Oura, and they seemed pretty good, but they charged premium prices between $349 and $499, and they kept the majority of their app functionality behind a subscription wall as well. So the one I did see that caught my eye was the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. It's been on my radar for quite a while, and the thing that most intrigued me was that you could have premium build quality, good software experience, make a one-time purchase, the ring's priced at $349, and all the software is available to you with no ongoing subscriptions. And they're also working to add more features into their app. Oh, and you could also use FSA or HSA funds to pay for your ring if you have that set up. Now, I was able to get connected with Ultrahuman, and they seem to be pretty cool people so far, and they actually did provide this ring to me as a review unit. However, they have no input on what I will say about it, and they have also not seen this video or any of my thoughts before I'm putting them live to you right now. And another benefit of me getting connected with them is that I was able to get something really cool for you. So remember that $349 price tag I just mentioned as MSRP? Well, that might not be the case for you. Just be sure to stick around to the end of the video, or I guess you could cheat and look down in the video description below. But back to the review. So the first thing you're going to get is a sizing kit shipped to you, and you can figure out which hand, finger, and size ring will work best for you. They say that the preferred hand is your offhand, and the preferred fingers are index, middle, or ring finger. However, it's best to select a finger that's a little bit thicker in the proximal portion compared to the knuckle. That way you can comfortably make it over your knuckles but still have a tighter fit on your finger with good contact for the sensors. And I personally went with a larger size one to mostly be worn on my index fingers, but when my hands swell a bit, I can also comfortably wear it on my middle finger as well. And I also chose the raw titanium finish just because I liked the way it looked. But if you want a different look, you can also go for gold, silver, a glossy black, or matte gray options as well. So once you decide on all that, you finalize your order online, and just a few quick days later, you get this in the mail. The presentation is quite nice. You can see you get your ring, your charger, your high quality USB-C cable. You get called a cyborg and some other interesting stuff as well. So let's talk about the ring itself. The inside is coated with medical grade hypoallergenic epoxy resin. That way it is easy to clean, and there's a very reduced risk of having an allergic reaction to wearing it. And the outside of the ring is made from titanium with a tungsten carbide carbon coating. Try saying that 3 times fast. Trust me, it took me about 5 times to get that right. And that is a coating to help with durability, and I'll say the ring seems pretty tough so far. I've worn it during quite a few lifting sessions using barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, plenty of pull-ups on the bar, and while there are a few scuffs on it, you really have to look pretty closely to see any of them. And I've also seen some cheap silicone covers that you can get on Amazon if you're worried about getting the ring marked up. You also wear the ring with this little bump towards the inside of your finger. So being as the shape feels a little different, I found that at this point I can slide it out, feel for that bump, rotate the ring if it's shifted at all, or if I'm swapping fingers and I'm wearing it on. And wearing the ring is fairly comfortable. I'm not a mountain of a man, and I got married before it was fashionable to have a slab of a ring for your wedding band, so it took me a minute to get used to the thickness of it. And the fact I selected my index finger as my main finger to wear the Ring Air on probably doesn't help. But after a few days, it does start to be less noticeable, and when considering other rings, the Ring Air is ultimately among the smallest and lightest smart rings that you can get. This ring offers plenty of health tracking. The sensors in here track your heart rate variability, your skin temperature, your resting heart rate, your VO2 max, your steps, your distance, and of course it's not using GPS, it's just estimating it. And it also estimates calories burned as well. And it uses all those metrics to come up with a movement score, a recovery score, and a stress score. The Ring Air also has full sleep tracking, analyzing different sleep stages, sleep efficiency, blood oxygen, heart rate drop, and morning alertness. And you get all of that in an extremely light package that varies from 2.5 grams to 3.5 grams depending on the size of your ring. The Ring Air battery life is stated at 6 days, and that seems to be about accurate in my experience so far. I'll lose between 15 and 20% on any given day. And to charge it, I just throw it on the charger about once per day for 15 to 30 minutes, just depending on what I'm doing at my desk at the moment. This way I avoid having to charge it all up at once for the stated 90 minutes it takes to charge from 0 to 100. And well, that's about it. It's a ring. You can't do anything else with it other than wear it. So since it has no display, you're obviously interacting with all this data that's being gathered purely in the mobile application. So let's take a look at that next. Now I want to start with one gripe about the app, and I think this probably holds true for most smart rings. I'm fairly new to the form factor, so I don't have the experience yet, but it's just a hunch. So basically when you first start the app in the morning and want to see your sleep metrics and get some guidance on your morning, maybe you're used to the Garmin morning report, it will most likely still be loading. It seems that since the ring and the app are of course not constantly connected, you sometimes need to wait to start up the app, wait for it to find the ring, connect to the ring, sync with the ring, and then wait for the analysis to be ready. So I'm guessing with a very small device like this, with just 24 milliamp hour battery, it would absolutely murder the battery life to do it any other way. But it has been a small point of annoyance, so I did think it was worth mentioning. But once we get the data properly loaded and open up the app, you can see it has a very nice modern aesthetic to it. You're getting a whole bunch of metrics with very nice graphs here. The 4 main graphs here are your movement index, your stress rhythm score, dynamic recovery score, and sleep index. And you can see the factors affecting that score, and for both recovery and sleep, you can go one layer deeper to check up on actions to take to boost up any of the lagging metrics contributing to your score. Now down at the bottom, you can see the metrics being collected like heart rate, HRV, skin temperature, and more. And each day you're given SMART goals to achieve, and I've never quite gotten all 9 of them, but I'm trying my best. Now further down you get to power plugs, which are little add-ons that can be additional tracking metrics. For instance, I have the vitamin D one turned on, and one thing I've learned is that it's a good thing I'm supplementing with vitamin D because I haven't hit 100% ever from sun exposure. There are a few more power plugs in development, and you can see those here. And if you really want to start biohacking, there are some third-party developers that offer advanced metrics such as AFib detection as well, but those do come at an additional monthly price. Now down at the bottom you can see your timeline, which shows recent notifications, activities that have been imported, as well as achievements throughout your day. Finally you get your ring, which you can go to see your battery level and have whatever limited controls you get for the ring, like a reset, a firmware upgrade, or whatever else. Your next tab over is the metabolism tab, which you would need their blood glucose patches for. That's a completely different product, so we're just going to move right along. Now zones is their social area. I made a zone and I'm hanging out all alone in it right now, but if you want to join, the link's in the description, join up, that'd be cool. The discovery tab gives you free workouts, entire podcast episodes, guided meditations, and music to help you relax at night. And then in your profile you can see some additional insights as well as set up connections with other apps. And all the big players are there. Garmin, Suunto, Coro, Strava, Zwift, Training Peaks. They've done a great job making it easy to bring in your workouts and even calorie tracks if you want. Okay, so let's talk about how this little ring has affected my habits and behaviors. I've had a smartwatch of some type on my wrist for many years now. And I would say that for the most part, my Garmin is used in a very sports and fitness focused manner. I'm using the watch to track workouts, heart rate, cadence, all those sorts of things. And yeah, I am looking at things like training readiness, training load, maybe body battery a bit to influence my workouts, but really I'm there for fitness and workouts. But if I'm being honest, those things make up about anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours of my day. And the other 22 to 23 hours, your focus can and should be more on overall well-being, recovery, healthy habits, good sleep routines, staying active, not sitting throughout the day, things like that, which is where the Ring Air and the Ultrahuman app really shine. One other criticism I'll give is that I feel that the amount of notifications can pile up a bit if you aren't on your phone all day. The only way that they can interact with you and kind of be front of mind is sending a phone notification. And if you're trying to not be on your phone all the time, you could see that there's 5 or 6 piled up, and it can make them seem a little overwhelming, and especially if they're each trying to get you to take a different action or think about a different thing. But of course, the other side of that is that when you're ready to interact, there always seems to be plenty of actionable information behind each metric and score in the app. So you can see where something is lacking and what you can do to fix it. Notifications also do arrive at the right time during the day. Like I have the power plug for caffeine, and when my caffeine window is closing, which I think this is pretty cool, it actually lists the different beverages that you can have at the certain time of day whenever you check it. So it might be too late for my double shot of espresso, but I can still have a green tea because of the lowered caffeine content. And you also get information like when you should reduce blue light, or just general screen time, when you should start to reduce your stress and kind of wind down a bit so that you could get into a restful state for a good night's sleep. And I have taken the advice given, and I have also noticed marked improvements in my sleep. I'm sleeping through the night more often when my son allows me to, and my HRV has increased. Changing my caffeine intake has helped me be more productive during work hours, but not too revved up in the evening hours. I'm not sure I'm ready to give up wearing my Garmin at night quite yet, as I don't want to lose out on training readiness, body battery, or other overnight metrics and how they weave into the daily suggested workouts. But I will say I'm definitely looking more towards the Ultrahuman app during the day, as it actively guides me to healthier habits and routines. So for me, I think the Ultrahuman Ring Air just checks all the right boxes. It's a premium build, it tracks all the metrics I'm interested in on a day-to-day basis. There's active software development, there's no ongoing fees, it's a sleek, light package. It's pretty much everything I was looking for in a ring. So I know I'm gonna keep using mine, I'm gonna keep this for the long term. I'm really excited to see the progress I could make and how it will actually contribute into my fitness and training and workouts as I further optimize my day-to-day routines. So if that checks all the boxes for you, then I think it's a pretty good pickup. So if I've stayed up late enough on enough nights editing this video, then it should be ready to go on November 21st. And if you're watching this video between the 21st of November and the 2nd of December, you're in luck, because Ultrahuman is offering their biggest discount ever on the Ring Air. It's 20% off for Dave Does Fitness subscribers during this time. And you can use the link in the description and enter the offer code DDB20 to get 20% off your purchase. Yes, a premium smart ring with no ongoing subscriptions at $279. Now, if you're watching and it's after December 2nd, don't worry. I've still got something for you. You can use the link in the description, and it should automatically apply a discount code to get you 10% off your ring. And once you get your ring, be sure to join the Dave Does Fitness community zone in the Ultrahuman app, and we could connect there. You can also follow the other links to connect with me on my other socials. And hey, if you made it this far, be sure to throw a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I have so much more on the way for you, and I don't want you to miss it. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.